Hi there.
Hi.
Welcome to our vlog on, hopefully, give you an idea of the true cost of being a British DVC owner. We bought back in 2018. It was my first time in the States.
It was supposed to be a once-in-a-lifetime holiday, and I think you loved it a bit more than you thought you were going to, didn't you?
We signed up on our third day in the parks, got chatting to one of the DVC guys.
We got sucked into you'll get fast passes and a $50 gift card
No,
if
it was
you come and talk to us.
It
Was it
$200 gift card, load of free passes and what have you. Thought, oh yeah, we'll rinse them for the gift card. It's only half an hour, and
the kids had a kids club where they got fed.
So bonus, we'll take advantage of it. We're not going to buy anything, but the $200 would help us out, because we'd spent every penny we had on this holiday. I think we'd been saving up for the best part of 3 years for it.
Yeah.
And we had spent probably as close to 20,000 just on that holiday.
Yeah.
So we go along to the meeting the next day, and it is a timeshare. There's no getting away from it. It is a timeshare. They don't call it that, obviously.
I don't think Disney like you referring to it as a timeshare. But when I'm talking to people about it, it's the only way that people really understand what it is.
Yeah, because otherwise people don't really seem to know what it actually is. But yeah, it's a timeshare. It's not an investment. You're not going to make money at it. It costs a fortune. But you've got to weigh up whether or not it works for you.
It's all about how you want to holiday as a family. And if you love it Disney, and you love going to Disney, and you love America like we do, then it works for us. It works for our family, and it means that we can go regularly.
Yeah. So we bought 250 points. We figured that would give us enough points to go for 2 weeks every year.
Now, the 2 weeks every year thing, it depends on what rooms we get.
Yeah.
So when we first bought, our kids were young. Our oldest was 10 and our youngest was 7. So we could comfortably fit into a studio. Now, as your kids get older, your room needs to get bigger, because you need space. Those studios are fine if you have little kids, but once your kids get bigger, you need a bigger room. So we don't tend to go anything lower than a 1-bedroom now, and if we have to, then we get 2 studios, because everybody needs their space.
But if you do it right, you can still pick up 2 studios, say at Boardwalk. So we bought into Copper Creek, but you could still get maybe 12 days. I think that's what we're doing this year. We've got 12 days. We're looking at 2 studios, maybe a Boardwalk, and that will still give us plenty of space for us all, because there's going to be 5 of us going this time round.
So, should we talk money? We paid $38,571.37 back in 2018.
Yeah. So that's that's the figure. If you were going to buy it outright, that's what you would have paid, and that at the time, it was a all fairly new resort, would give you 50 years.
Yeah.
So 50-year lease, and they do get extended. There's resorts coming up for extension now, like Boardwalk, like the older one, Saratoga Springs. They're getting pretty close.
And they build onto them as well. Like they've built onto the Poly, they've built onto the Grand Floridian. So they just it keeps going. But that's what we bought back in 2018. Yeah. We financed it through Disney.
So there's no They don't check anything. They basically check you are who you say you are. There's no credit checks or anything like that. And it isn't necessarily the sensible way to do it, to be fair. It does add, it's like any loan, it does add a good chunk
Yeah, so ours has 12.5% interest on it, which, to be fair, on a loan isn't terrible. It could be worse.
But over 10 years, that's obviously quite an amount. And now, because we are British, because we're not living in the US, we pay an additional 0.5% on our payments because of the way we have to do our payments. The way around that would be to set up a US bank account, transfer your money to there and pay your DVC that way if you were going to do it that way. But because we don't, we use our Revolut card to try and pick up the best rate. But as a result, we do pay an additional 0.5% on the payments.
And also the exchange rate is up and down. Everybody knows that. You know, when we first took it out, it was costing about £100 less than what it is at the minute, just purely to do with the exchange rate.
When we went through the numbers, we took it on the basis that even if it was $1 for £1 flat, we could still comfortably afford it.
Yeah, so and I think that's a good tip. That's what you really need to work out, is if that exchange rate plummets, you can still afford those payments.
Yeah, obviously this is going down the route of financing, which if you're sensible and you can afford to, you're not going to do that. Just buy outright. You've got nothing to worry about apart from the big thing, which is what a lot of people probably don't realise, is your annual dues.
And we do this every year.
Yeah.
Every year I say, right, we're going to put this much money away every month, and it's not going to come round and it's not going to be a shock, but every year it comes round, and we have to find the money from somewhere.
So this year the dues, it had gone up quite a bit from last year. Obviously, as that's the thing you'll find as well, the dues do fluctuate. As the resorts get older, they get refitted, your dues are going to increase, decrease, what have you. So we've paid anything from $1,600 to this year $2,150. And that's your dues. That pays for your maintenance, it pays for your upkeep. It's service charge is what it is. So you've got to count that into your yearly budget as well. Yeah,
and also you need to remember that because you've paid your dues, when you are parking at your resort, you don't pay extra for parking.
Yeah, you still pay at parks.
Yes, at the parks you do, but the resorts you don't. So you can park your car at your resort and then get one of the transportation into the park, and you're saving was it at the minute now $32 or something?
Like
I can't remember.
But we always get a hire car, so that's a big saving to us, and it helps.
I just want to quickly go back to what we paid, because we forgot to mention how much that works out per month. So per month for us it's $564.59 for 10 years. So our loan works out roughly at the minute it's about £450. And we pay that to our Revolut card, and then that is taken by Disney every month.
Yeah, and that's due to finally be paid off if we don't pay it off sooner, which, perfectly honest, it's probably not likely. That'll finish in 2028, so not far off. And then all you've got then is your dues each year. The way I look at it is we're paying £3,000 a year to have 2 weeks worth of, in my opinion, top quality accommodation. We're close to everything. We've done a lot more because of DVC, where it allows you to go. It's not just Disney. It's given us a lot more opportunities to do stuff that we just couldn't afford to do.
Yeah. And I remember back when I went to Disney World first when I was 11, and I remember saying to my mum, I'm going to stay at the Grand Floridian one day. And that's always been my dream since I was an 11-year-old kid. So to be able to do that, like, that's just magic for me.
We did that on our
honest.
first stay, didn't we?
We did, yeah, and it was our wedding anniversary, and it was just lovely because they had a cake and chocolates put in our room for us. A little bit of pixie dust, which doesn't happen very often, but it was very lovely.
And then the customer service level side of things is phenomenal. Yeah. They brought out the changes that year, which stupidly we didn't realise, where if you leave your card on deposit, it was $100 a day. But what it also did, I don't know if it's changed now because we've stopped doing it, but whatever you purchased, we were using the Magic Bands, whatever we were paying for, it was going on the Magic Band. Mm-hmm. They would hold that money twice. Mm-hmm. So they would reserve it on your Magic Band, then reserve it on your card, and also have the $100 deposit each day. Mm-hmm. Within 5 days of our holiday, essentially 3 weeks worth of spending money had been reserved by Disney to potentially cover these costs, which, say for example, we had $5,000 in saving, we'd only spent around $1,000 up to that point, but it had pretty much held most of that money. And when we went to try and find out why, the lady at the desk explained everything, and we were just devastated. We had no more spending money. We were due to go on to Universal in a couple of days. We just didn't know what to do. She, first of all, what we'd spent that day was still on hold, and it was around $400. She wiped that. She cleared that off, said, you don't have to pay that, not a problem, it's all taken care of. She then went out back. A couple of minutes later, came back, and she had some money in her hand.
No, it was an envelope full of cash.
Yeah, and she goes, the rate for your room for that night, wasn't it, was $580, something like that. It was $500-600, and she gave us that money back.
She also gave us vouchers so that we could go to the quick service and get dinner.
Yeah, so effectively we got $1,000 back for our mistake. It was you know, hands up, it was our fault, but they stepped up and really helped us out, and I think that helped cement to us how good of a thing it is.
Yeah, I feel like they put people first when you're staying there. You feel like they do.
A lot of people will not agree with that. There's a lot of people who, with everything they've had.
From our experience, you know, we can only speak for our experience, and our experience has been always positive. Yeah,
we've not had. I don't think we've had it bad.
No, and they've always gone above and beyond. You know, whenever we've gone, you always feel like you are the most important to them at that minute.
Nothing's too much trouble.
It's we. In fact, I've always had to say to you, just you need to let go a little bit, because you know, when they come and ask to take the bags and things like that, you still hold back sometimes.
Yeah, well, that's just because I'm cheap and I don't want it.
I'm just like, you know, just have the full experience. Yeah. Because it's just second to none. So I think we need to sort of lead on to, has it been worth it for us?
For us, I think so, definitely. There has been cutbacks over the years. There's been things taken away and not much given back. There's not really much perk in the way of annual passes.
No, I mean, when we first took out, there was a lot more perks available to DVC owners, and I do think that they have sort of taken that back a little bit. But it's like everything's had cutbacks. It's not just Disney. It's, you know, just everything has got more expensive. Everything has been cut back. So you know, I think we need to sort of give them a bit of slack, because it's not just them that have had to do that. But I think for us, we've done so much that had we not had DVC, it would have been a dream. Yeah. You know, in October last year, we stayed at the Grand Californian for 3 nights. Then we flew out to Aulani for a couple of nights. Then we went on a cruise around Hawaii. Then we came back to Aulani for a week, and then we flew back into LA, and we stayed at the Disneyland Hotel for 3 nights in 2 studios, no less.
Yeah, and we couldn't have done
There's
that.
no way. There's absolutely no way on this earth we could ever have afforded those holidays. I mean, at Aulani we stayed in 1-bedroom apartment, absolutely beautiful.
Oh, amazing.
You know, that holiday itself probably would have cost what we've paid for DVC in the first place. So, you know, I just, we've done so many things. We've stayed in a 2-bedroom villa at Copper Creek after COVID. Yeah. That was phenomenal. Like, it was probably bigger than some people's houses.
Yeah. Just a note actually on COVID there, obviously that happened. We couldn't use the accommodation for 2 years. We were still able to actually not financially lose out on that. We've rented our points to other people on 3 or 4 occasions, and that's covered a good chunk of what we pay. There's people that do it as a business, but I don't really think it's personally viable to do that.
I think you'd have to own a lot of points to be able to do that.
Yeah, So, for example, we had enough points left over for a 1-bed studio during one of the Run Disney events. So we booked it, and we sold that for $500, I think. Something like that.
It was one night, wasn't it?
Yeah, the time before we'd rented out for a week to an American couple, and that was $1,200.
And I'm actually still friends with a lady on Facebook, which is really nice.
Yeah.
So
it's been really good. There are other places like David's DVC and what have you, but for various reasons it doesn't work for us because of how they break down due to what they keep back for taxes, and obviously they keep it for themselves.
Yeah.
It's worked for us. On Facebook there's loads of DVC rental pages, and that's what's worked for us. You don't also have to buy DVC from Disney. You can buy resale.
You
and
can.
It is cheaper.
It is.
But you don't have... We haven't got one here with us, but it's a little blue card that basically says you are a DVC member, and that's only available when you buy it through Disney.
A direct owner.
Direct, yeah. And that gives you certain perks like discount. So we'll get between 10 and 20% on, depending on where you are, merch, certain restaurants, sit downs, what have you.
And also some of the experiences at Disney, like the fishing trips that you can do, the boat hire.
You'll
like that.
You'll get a bit of discount on quite a bit of
and also the members lounge as well at Epcot. That's always a good thing.
Yeah, that's been a lifesaver.
You can go in, grab a drink, get some snacks, normally a packet of Cheez-Its and a packet of Oreos.
Yeah, but it's a good place to relax. It's air conditioned. Drinks
and also,
on tap.
like, you know, when we were in California, it was absolutely teeming with rain one day. It was absolutely miserable. So we just camped out in the members lounge. In Disneyland for a couple hours, dried out, warmed up, got some hot chocolate. Disney hot chocolate is unreal. And it was great. So, but if you don't have a blue card, you can't get in there.
Yeah, you can't get your discounts. Moonlight Magic, the members events, we've done one of those. That was amazing.
So we went into Animal Kingdom. They'd blocked Animal Kingdom out as like an after hours event just for DVC members. So it's a free event.
Is it 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock?
7 o'clock.
Yeah, so 7 o'clock till
1 a.m.
1 a.m. Yeah.
and you got meal vouchers, snack vouchers, Mickey Premium bars were
unlimited.
Yeah.
You got character meet and greets that you wouldn't
rare
normally
characters get. As well. So, and Gray, our oldest son, he was basically going on Everest non-stop.
Just constantly round and round, yeah.
Because there was no queue for anything. It was fabulous.
Yeah, no, that was an excellent night, and we've been able to do some great stuff. We were there for the opening of Star Wars Land.
Oh yeah,
which that was just unreal.
I think we got early access as well, did we not?
We were there at 5 a.m.
We were on the bus at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Which was mad, but it was
yeah,
amazing.
we got early access because we were able to get into the merch stores and queue up ready, which that was a fight.
Yeah, it was good. It was worth it though. But you do get freebies along the way as well. So I've got a little collection here of things that we've got over the years.
This is what
so
$50,000 gets you.
You get a little magnet which we've got on our fridge. A little badge there that says how long you've been a member for.
We're up to $1.50 of value there.
This is the bag that we received when we signed our contract, signed our names in a dotted line and said, hey, here's a free bag.
Yeah, that's now our kids' inheritance. We could have bought a flat, but no, we bought.
So when we were in Orlani, we got these delightful lovely hats.
Gonna wear them out.
Because we got chatting to the people in the show flats. What were we doing? We never did finish that treasure hunt.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, they had a treasure hunt that you were supposed to do. I forgot all about it.
You get stamps and you got probably more to be honest.
I think you got coasters at your side. Anyway. We got this lovely print as well. That was also came with our contract, not with the frame. I bought the frame.
Yeah.
And then again in Orlani, this was in our room when we checked in.
We didn't steal it. We were given it.
We ended up with two actually, didn't we?
Yeah.
Again, I bought the frame. We got this print when we were talking to the guy when he gave us our lovely hats. And then when we were in California, they gave us this print, which I think is really actually my favourite one. I love that one. And then lastly, this delightful bag that
classy.
I don't know if we'll ever actually use it for anything, but we have it. Yeah, so those are the freebies that we've collected over the year. Nothing really to write home about, but freebies are freebies, isn't it? We can't really complain.
But it's not what it's for us. It's not what it's about. The fact we can go to. We're going back in July.
Yes, yeah. So we're staying 10 nights. Well, currently we have 10 nights booked at Animal Kingdom Lodge. The room isn't big enough for us at the minute, so I need to wait until our new points allocation comes out to make the room bigger.
Maybe let's cover that quickly now.
Yeah, so what you see, I'm better at this than Martin because he hasn't got a clue when our use year is, when our banking window is, when all of that is. So if I asked him all that information, he wouldn't have a Scooby-Doo. So our new point allocation is every single March. So every March our new set of 250 points gets released into our account. Now if we don't use those points, we have to bank them by October. So you can bank any points that you don't use before October into the following year. So say for our points that get released for 2025, if I don't want to use those, I can bank those into 2026 and use them for 2026.
We can also borrow the following year. So essentially we could have a 750 point pot and have a massive blowout. We could do Hawaii again.
Yeah, well,
we used 2 years worth of points, didn't we?
Well, we used 2.5 years worth of points for Hawaii. So we used our 2024 points, our 2025 points. No, our 2023 points, our 2024 points, and half of our 2025 points.
Yeah,
so
which
the
is why
other,
we're only going for 12 days.
Yeah, so the other half of our 2025 points I've used to book Animal Kingdom Lodge for 10 nights. However, I've only been able to book a studio with the points that we had left. So when our point allocation gets released next month, I can use some of I can borrow from 2026 in order for us to have a room that is big enough for us at Animal Kingdom. We have no plans to go to Disney World next year because we're doing something else.
Yeah, because that's the other thing. You don't have to do it just because you like the parks.
No.
We've really only done the parks twice.
Yeah, and that's the other thing as well, you know, you don't have to go out there to go to the parks all the time. This year, we might go for a day.
Yeah, just to see the new
just to go on the new rides. Just purely to go on the new rides. But for us to buy a 2-week ticket when we're only out there for 10 days and we've got other things that we've got planned just doesn't make financial sense to me.
Especially when it's a couple of grand.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But we love going to America. We always hire a car. We'll go and travel about Florida. We're going to do a bit more of that. We did get some really good deals on Orlando tickets, was it?
Yeah, and the Black Friday sale.
Yeah. So we're going to do Busch Gardens and Discovery Cove. We've never done those. Laura has, but me and the boys haven't. So we're going to do that this year. But we're probably not going to do the Disney parks maybe for a couple of years once a bit more of the building work's been finished.
Yeah.
Just to make it worthwhile and...
And we have only just been to Paris.
We have, yeah. We do go to Paris a few times, which you can use your points there to put. It's not worth it. Don't do it.
Please don't, because it makes absolutely no sense to use your points at Disneyland. It's ridiculous.
Also stayed at Vero Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a really good
Vero
break.
Beach is beautiful.
Yeah.
If you want a Disney hotel, but not be in the busyness of
in the Orlando bubble,
that is a perfect option. It is a beautiful, beautiful hotel on the beach.
Beaches are beautiful. The area is amazing.
Our kids loved the pool. It has got a great slide. They spent hours, absolutely hours, just going up and down that slide. It was wonderful. We were there for I think 4 nights.
Yeah,
4 nights.
On the pools as well, obviously with DVC, you've got your own resort. You have your own pools. Have they taken away pool hopping, or is it still if you're a
it's not something we've ever really done, is it?
No,
honest, but
people do pool hop. We never have, but I think that might be something that's been taken away. So you could go to other resorts. If you were staying at Poly, you could go to Copper Creek and what have you. But the DVC, so Vero Beach is a good option, and there's also
Hilton Head
Hotel,
which we've never been to yet.
No, but we've stayed at a few. We've stayed at Polynesian, Copper Creek, Aulani, Disney's California Adventure, Disneyland Hotel,
Grand Californian,
Grand Floridian.
I think that's it.
Yeah. And then hopefully we'll be staying.
We are staying at Animal
Kingdom this year. So really looking forward to that. It doesn't make sense to do it for a lot of people because you can pick up package deals. We got a couple of prices. I mean, just for example, like 10 nights at Animal Kingdom through BA at the moment is nearly 12,000 quid. A Savannah View's 13,500. And like sort of your basic sort of all-stars resort, you're looking like £7,000. And I know you can get deals for what, £5,000-6,000 maybe for 4 people off season with tickets and what have you, but
then prices Martin just said weren't including park tickets either.
No. So you do have to weigh up if it's worth it for you and your family.
I think to put things into perspective, this year we've got a 10-night holiday staying at Animal Kingdom in a Savannah View room for £2,000 worth of flights.
Yeah, because the flights... the flights
we've saved like £11,000.
Yeah.
So.
We live right on the Scottish border, so we're right slap between Newcastle and Edinburgh. We can take advantage of whichever ones, depending on when the schools are out, because obviously that makes a difference. We've paid anywhere between £330 up to about £560 for flights.
That's each return.
Yeah. We do it a bit differently with luggage. We've done hand luggage only, and we've done it where we've taken a case out and bought luggage back. For example, when we did to California, Hawaii, we took one case out. We bought 5 cases back, including 4 carry-ons and 4 backpacks. We had a few hundred kilos worth of stuff with us.
Our car got progressively bigger as the holiday went on.
Yeah, at the end we had to hire a pickup truck to get all the stuff back to the airport. It was ludicrous. But you do have to weigh up. It's a lot of money. You've got to weigh up if it works for you. Obviously, you get, depending on your contract, 50 years. You don't have to also buy the contract that Disney say they're offering. So at the moment, if they're only offering the Polynesian villas, they buy contracts back all the time. They will have contracts for other resorts, so don't forget to ask about them. But depending on your view, are you going to get 50 years worth of holidays? Realistically, no.
It's all about if it's worth you making that investment. Because
it's not an investment.
Well, I think it's an investment. We're investing in our holidays. But we've certainly, I think, got our money's worth already.
Yeah, and we'll continue to hopefully do so for as long as we can. You know, the way the world is, you've got to also weigh that into your decision as well. Just have to suck it and see. But yeah, if you've got any questions, feel free to ask them. We're more than happy to speak to anybody about it. Let us know your thoughts.
Thanks.
See you later.
Bye.
Ta-da.